Hey guys, today I'm going to answer one of the most important questions in drifting, and that's, can a missile car still look good? I obviously got the FC to be a party car, keep all the scars off my BMW, while still kind of learning how to push the limits and stuff. You know, a missile car. But there's something kind of soul-sucking about a car that just looks like it's falling apart, kind of like the old Bloodmaster days, where the driving is rad, but it's kind of hard to watch. It's like a train wreck. So I got a body kit for it, and it's all fiberglass, and I know as soon as I hit someone or hit a cone or push it too hard, kit's gonna just explode. So if KBD made body kits, you know, those indestructible ones where it's made out of like polyurethane and you can run over a house and it just unfolds and looks great, they don't make those for the FC. So I'm gonna kind of go through and try to make this kit as indestructible as possible. That way I can go out there and still have a good time and run stuff over, and I don't have to put more work into this, because I really hate working on cars. So this one might run a little long. I'm not going to shoot a ton of stuff, because there's a ton of work to do on this. I got the body kit super cheap, but it needs a bunch of fiberglass work to get it back to looking good. So we're going to put a ton of work into this thing, see if we can make it look good for the next drift event, which is in a few weeks. So this video is going to take a while to come out, but yeah, come along for a ride and let's see what it takes. So I'm starting up here with the front bumper. If you want to watch a video on how to put a body kit on the right way, watch a different one, because this probably isn't it. For now, I just have everything held on with sheetrock screws to kind of get the fit right, and without a bunch of stuff supporting it from underneath, the bumper sags down. So this might seem kind of dumb at first, but it's an old trick that works really well. I used it on my old Corolla too. But basically, you put a piece of plywood down to act as a splitter, so if anything hits, it hits the plywood first instead of the fiberglass. And the plywood has a little bit of give to it. If you hit something hard enough, it'll shatter, but it's usually enough to stop it from breaking the fiberglass. And it works super, super well. It's really cheap. You can get a huge sheet of this at Home Depot for like 20 bucks. I kind of got the like the smooth finish board stuff. I have no idea what any construction materials are, but I got the smoother stuff, so it's easier to paint and doesn't look like plywood when you're done with it. Yeah. Basically, you just kind of trace out the bumper and then add like an inch or two, depending on how extreme you want this thing to look, and then cut it all out, and we'll go from there. Once you get everything all cut out, hold it up to the car with some jacks and stuff so it holds the bumper up. And a little pro tip I just learned from, I think, Nick Blakeman's car. If you use a pool noodle on your bash bar, if you use the right size one, it'll help support the bumper and keep it from sagging. So that helps a bunch too. But I'm using these like shelving brackets from Home Depot. They're like $5 for a pair. They're super duper sturdy. They have some holes drilled in them. Using these things are pretty self-explanatory. Bolt it up, measure for holes, and mount it to the wood. So to hold the front side of the splitter, I used some stuff I had laying around, more Home Depot brackets, and I made it adjustable by just wallowing out some holes. There it is, holds the bumper, looks better. I'm getting rid of the sleepy eyes because they don't actually look that great with this bumper. And there, yeah, bumper pops off real easy. That's it. Now to move on to the side skirts. So this is what I want the side skirts kind of to look like, and this is what they currently look like. I don't know why the guy cut them all up. I guess he was going to do some custom fit stuff, and I don't know, he just stopped. But that's why I got them so cheap. They're cut to hell. Okay, first I put a bunch of duct tape down, and then I duct taped a Sharpie in there to kind of match that body line a little bit to help me fill stuff. This is like my first time doing fiberglass work since I was like 10 years old and working on a boat. After I get the rough shape kind of where I want it, I put a bunch of aluminum foil on there just because fiberglass resin doesn't stick to aluminum foil, and I'm going to be putting this stuff directly on the body for like a good body line kind of thing. And then after that, I paint it with fiberglass resin. So I used old bed sheets because I hate fiberglass cloth, and I also didn't have any, and I had a bunch of bed sheets lying around. So I used those. The cotton also is a little bit more flexible than fiberglass when it's all said and done. You can also use polar fleece. Polar fleece works really well. But here I just layered on a bunch of these kind of overlapping and stuff, you know, typical fiberglass repair crap. So here it is off the car. It wasn't quite dry yet, so the aluminum foil stuck to it a little bit, but I just kind of scraped it out with a razor blade and everything was fine. And then just for strength and stuff, because I plan on sanding down the front of this a lot, I fiberglass the hell out of the back of it, put a bunch of layers just for strength. And after all that stuff dries up, I smack it with a coat of paint so you can see how bad it really looks. I'm really not good with fiberglass. So, yep, sand it all down, smack it with a ton of Bondo, and hope that helps. And while I'm doing fiberglass and Bondo stuff, fenders shouldn't look like this. Stitching is a temporary fix. You guys really need to stop doing it. This is still from the previous owner, and I'm guilty of being lazy, but here, look how easy it is to fix. You just put fiberglass resin and fiberglass patches on, and bam, it's done. And those fenders need more sanding and Bondo before paint, just like these side skirts, but they're a little bit closer. I just filled it with a bunch of Bondo to get the lines right. And this is how I'm gonna missile-proof the side skirts. I'm kind of just continuing the splitter look around the car. These side skirt splitters are kind of in these days. So it's just some plastic PVC plank from Home Depot. I think this is supposed to be like trim board. On one side it's wood grain and the other side smooth, so just put the wood grain down and you'll never see it. That's what it looks like mounted to the car. I saw YouTube stuff of people putting these on cars and people just like sheetrock screw it to your side skirts. But when you hit something, that's just like a ton of weight at the bottom of the side skirt, so it's going to make the fiberglass shatter even faster. So you have to support it from the bottom and from the back. And here are like the little brackets. They just bolt to where like the frame line meets the body. I don't actually know what the seam is called on a car, and mine's really mangled up. Alright, to make a jig out of wood to hold it up against the side skirt nice and flush. And then that way you can take the side skirt off and like bolt the brackets in. For the brackets, it's just a piece of 90-degree aluminum because I had it laying around, and then these old cut up pieces of steel bracket because again had them laying around. And then I just mark it where I want it, the angle to bolt to, and then I use rivets because rivets are sweet, and they're just self-tapping screwed to the frame of the car. And bam, there it is, nice and tight, holds the side skirt up really nice, and it'll keep it from, cones smashing it. So the rear bumper is the worst of it. The guy cut this up, but he cut it up really uneven, so when it's flush right here, it doesn't fit right. It sticks like way into the wheel well and like almost rubs the wheel. So when it fits where it should mount, like before it was cut, it sticks out there and like there's a huge gap all the way around, and I don't want that. But I kind of like it like somewhat tucked. On the other side, it was only cut to like here. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna mount it here and then just fill this in. So same process, just slam it with a bunch of aluminum foil, sand down the bits, clean it, and fiberglass stuff. I do just a little bit on the outside just to kind of get the shape kind of right, but it's gonna get kind of sanded down a lot and then filled with Bondo, so I take it off and do the backside with fiberglass. So that's pretty much it. It's rocked up. I gotta put Bondo on it like I did with the side skirts and sand it and make it look a little bit better. But you guys don't need to see more of that, and I leave town tomorrow. So I'm just gonna cut the video off here so it doesn't drag on for another couple of weeks. And I'll probably do a part 2 where I paint stuff and make things look better as soon as I figure out what I'm doing. So stay tuned for part 2, and if you like this video, make sure you share it with a friend. Maybe one who has an ugly missile car that should stop being ugly. It's really easy to do body work. It's not easy to do it well, but it's easy to do it. So stop using zip ties and fiberglass the kit back onto your car. Or if KBD makes a body kit for your car, just buy that, because that's way better. Yeah, that's it. Bye. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more of these things, and here are some videos of old videos I made. You can watch those if you want to spend more of your life watching drifting stuff. Bye.